Hey guys, good morning. This is Brad Krantz. Welcome to my Friday segment. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you're catching this on the replay, I appreciate that too. I'd love to get some comments and feedback on this. You know, guys, love it. You know, posting content, it's fun, it's challenging at times, but there's a lot of good stuff out there. Most of the stuff that I post, I admit, doesn't originate with me. It's not all original, but it's a synthesis of things I've learned as well as sharing some good stuff from other people. Today, I want to talk about a post that Evan Carmichael shared on LinkedIn here a couple days ago, 6 Habits of High-Performing People, because I liked how succinct they were, and he took quotes from different people. I think it really kind of bases itself here from a book by Brendon Burchard, High Performance Habits, How Extraordinary People Become That Way. Now, I admit I haven't read this book. It's going on my reading list. But what I'm also amazed about is the stuff when you start talking about success habits, habits of high-performing people. It's amazing how this stuff kind of runs full circle, and I'm going to share a little bit about that later from something I posted on a Facebook Live earlier this week on Wednesday. But join me on just kind of a quick synthesis. I'll pose a question at the end as part of a call to action. So 6 Habits of High-Performance People. Well, the number one he takes is from Brendon Burchard. Define the feeling that you're after. Now, this isn't something I think that is intuitive, that we hear a lot about from people, but he says, whatever you do, always ask yourself, how do I want to feel? Okay. It sets the intentions that you have. And by being certain about your intentions, you gain more clarity. Okay. And number 2 is be persistent, from Jordan Peterson. Now, I'm familiar with him. I haven't read Jordan Peterson. I admit that. And he says something that's kind of interesting. Here he says the baseline for entrepreneurs is failure. Right? Failure is an integral part of success. We talk about this all the time. I share this. I'm learning this. It's becoming a more of a part of what I do every day, because being an entrepreneur, sometimes, guys, it's lonely. But the baseline for entrepreneurs is failure. And I've asked people, are you ready to fail? And people say, no, I don't want to fail. It's like, you're missing the point. You cannot be successful unless you fail. The more times you fail, the closer you are to achieving success. But the baseline for those of us that are entrepreneurs is failure. Okay, but with persistence, he says, you get to run many experiments. Eventually, you'll find the right idea at the right time. Okay, so I like that, point number 2. Number 3 from Tony Robbins is always be extremely prepared. And I think of myself as a pretty prepared person. I'm on time, I'm organized, but this is a good point. Be prepared. When you keep putting quality amount in your mind, it says, you'll have plenty to give, right? So if you're filled up, a pitcher full of water can pour out. If you just got a little bit at bottom, there's not much you can give, right? You're not just winging it to see what happens. You're always growing and learning too. Great succinct point there, but you keep putting quality amount in your mind. That's why we talk about reading, personal development. I posted on that today, at least 2 of the pillars of success are personal development and reading. You've got to grow, and they go hand in hand. You can't grow unless you're reading. If you're reading, you know, leaders are readers, but not all readers are leaders. Okay, but you got to keep growing. And then Tom Bilyeu said this. He says, be in the skill acquisition game. Now, guys, we're in an environment right now, economic. We're going to talk about this on my Saturday morning show tomorrow. I think we need to be learning new skill sets. If you're not learning new skill sets, you are stuck in time and you're not keeping up, guys. We're in 2020 now, 21st century. But he said, be in the skill acquisition game. Skills let you do things. Think about that one. As long as you love what you're doing, and I have to say I do, that's why I'm doing this. Even when you're failing, there's nothing to lose. But you have to be acquiring new skills. So many of us really haven't learned new skills. We're stuck in what we're doing and we don't realize. And guys, the internet, you can learn just about anything if you set your mind to it, but you need to learn new skills. And 5th by Dave Goggins was change your standards. Do not run with mediocre people. Okay, you got to think about that. Are you running with mediocre people? Who are you hanging around with? Allow your standards to grow with you. And this is where I'm talking about coming full circle. I did a Facebook Live on my business page with this on Wednesday. Isn't this amazing? The 5 types of people that you should surround yourself with: the inspired, okay, the passionate, the motivated, the grateful, and the open-minded. So don't run with mediocre people. Let me just throw out a question, rhetorical question. Who are you associating with? Can you improve your association? And I see so many people out there with really lack of mentorship, lack of guidance, people that don't even get this stuff. And it's a wonder, can you be successful without it? But amazing. His point here out comes back around to something I just shared. And Lisa Nichols says, know your worth. You want to touch millions and generate millions. Okay, if that's your goal, it doesn't have to be. My goal, again, I share it because it's ingrained in my heart now, is my big why is to empower people economically around the globe. Okay, but to aim for that, you first have to feel worthy of doing both. You know, our society, our culture tends to not want to let us get ahead. We're put down for wanting to be successful. We're put down for having goals. And it's that kind of like that bucket of crabs. When one starts to get out, another one reaches up and pulls you back down. But you've got to know your worth. Are you worthy? What is your goal? What does you want to do? My goals don't have to be your goals. Okay, your goals may not be mine, but what are you aiming for? But if you really want to touch millions and you want to make millions, okay, and I think of that, that's a worthy goal because I know what I can do with that to help other people. It's not just about making money, but to aim for that, you first have to feel worthy of doing both. That's interesting, guys. So question I want to leave you with here: what's a habit that you need to keep working on? Please feel free to share. Maybe you need to work on all 6. I mean, I could say honestly in all 6 areas there, I need to keep working and growing on those, but maybe pick one. And what's one that you really need to keep working on? I'd love to hear your comments, your feedback on this. And lastly, call to action here. If you are looking for a team, all this stuff is great. If you learn these 6 habits, you got them down, but you don't really have a proper business vehicle, proper business opportunity to tie them together, what's it worth? So I want to reach out. If you are looking for an awesome team, our 3LE team, we're looking for great people. We have a premier opportunity to scale a business globally. I'm going to leave the link on this. You're welcome to reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you and find out if this would be a right opportunity for you, if you're the right person to partner with us. But please feel free to reach out. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Have an awesome Friday and an awesome Labor Day weekend. Bye-bye.